Well, hello, friends. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's get out in the great outdoors. Let's explore the changing states of matter, physical changes. Let's check out this pond down here. And I'm looking at the states of matter and how they change. Hey, remember the states of matter? I don't mean Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, not states like that. The phases are states of matter. One is a solid. This snow has its own shape and a definite volume. So does this wood birdhouse. Wood and snow are solids. Look at the water behind me. Water is an example of a liquid. Look at it reflecting the sky. Beautiful. And if you look up in that clear blue sky, the air is an example of a mixture of gases. So matter can be found commonly here on Earth as a solid, liquid, or a gas. But what about the changes? Snow turns into water. What do you call that word when ice or snow turns into a liquid? We're looking at those special changes in matter. Let's check it out. Because there's a bubbler in this pond and it continues to move the water surface, this part of the pond doesn't freeze very easily. So you can see this is liquid water. I have my boot in it right now. Hey, what happens if I drop snow into liquid water? The water is warmer than the snow. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, look what's happening. You can see it happening already. The snow is starting to melt because liquid water has a certain freezing point. Let's find out what it is. Check it out. I'm recording the temperature of this water, and I'm finding out that this water is just about 0 degrees Celsius. That's the point at which water freezes and turns to ice. So water is a substance that has its own specific freezing point and boiling point. That's a physical property that all matter has. Hey, let's check out the temperatures that make matter change from one state to another. Whoa, the temperature of this water is just a tiny bit above the freezing point of water. 0 degrees Celsius. It's just a tiny bit above. So it's just a little above 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. That's the point at which liquid water turns into a solid. We call that freezing. Amazing. Friends, there's another change going on that we can't see. As the sunlight shines on the surface of this water, some of the water is evaporating. Evaporation is the slow process of water turning from a liquid to a gas. And it's invisible when it becomes water vapor. Look, it's in the air right now, but you can't see it. So evaporation is a slow form of vaporization. Vaporization is when a liquid turns from a liquid into a gas. And it happens with heat. The heat of the sun right now is causing some of that water to evaporate. Amazing. Changes in the states of matter. Because it's been cold at night, below 0 degrees Celsius, below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, most of the pond has turned to ice. Check out this ice on this pond. It's actually frozen water. I wonder if it's thick enough to walk on. I'm gonna try to step on the edge. Not thick enough at all. Look at that. Check this out. So right now, this ice is melting. It's pretty thin. Look at that. It's frozen water. Now it's starting to melt because the temperature is rising. Temperature plays a big part in changing states of matter. There you go. Whoa, look at that. Wow. Matter is changing before our very eyes. Some of this ice now is melting because the temperature is rising. Wow, it is so nice to see sunshine and blue skies. It's been a while. It's like I forgot my sunglasses. Hey friends, so you probably know about this. When water changes from a liquid to a gas, we call that evaporation if it happens slowly. When water changes from a liquid to a solid, we call it freezing. And it happens at a certain temperature for different substances. And when water changes from a solid to a liquid, We call that melting. Remember when your ice cream would melt when you were little? You would cry, oh, my ice cream's melting. That's melting. That's a changing state of matter. Melting. Ooh. So one change we need to talk about is condensation. Look at this behind me. See the clouds? Friends, when matter changes from a gas, like the water vapor in the air, to a liquid again, way up in the sky where it's cold, we call that condense. Condensation is actually liquid water that came from a gas state. It also happens right here on the surface of the earth too. Did you ever take a cold drink with ice cubes in it outside on a hot summer day? Did you see water form on the outside of the glass? That's condensation. Condensing is matter changing from a gas to a liquid. And it happens when the gas is cooled. So I filled up this beaker with snow, which is a solid. I'd like to find out if it has the same mass when it melts. So I'm going to dump the snow into the blue side. Make sure all the liquid is out that might be on that beaker. Now I'm going to find the mass of the snow. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 70, 80. Oh, that's it. Look at it. 180 grams. Awesome. So 180 grams of snow. Let's find out when it melts if it's the same. I'll leave it right here and we'll check it later on. I wonder what will happen. Hey, I heard what you were saying about my experiment. What about evaporation? As it's melting, will some of the snow or liquid evaporate so it throws off our results? Maybe it will. So I'll put a piece of aluminum foil over the top and kind of seal it so evaporation can't steal some of the mass of the liquid that forms. Good idea. Let's check this later on and see if the mass stayed the same. It's time, friends. Time for the big reveal. It's hours later. Let's see if all of the snow melted and turned into water. It did. It turned into liquid water. Now, I have the same amount of mass in the pan of the two-pan balance. Let's put the blue pan in and see if the mass is still the same. Was mass conserved? And the answer is yes. It has the same mass. Friends, mass is conserved. When matter changes from a liquid to a solid or to a solid to a liquid, it keeps the same mass. That doesn't change. Now we know that. Look at that. We proved it. Mass is conserved. Well, volume is certainly different. This was filled with snow. Now that it turned into water, it's much denser. There's a lot of airspace in snow. So look, it's the same mass, but it's a different volume. Volume can change when matter changes states, but not mass. Awesome.